Andie Milne, Noel/Miles. I'm 60 years old. I live in a seaside town called Sidmouth in Devon, and I was diagnosed with bladder cancer September 2011. I had cystectomy and a neobladder in March 2012. My first symptom was literally coming home from work one day, a typical nurse not going to the toilet since she left home in the morning. It was like 7 o'clock in the evening, just about to dive over to the pub. My daughter was in the bathroom with me. She was 9 years old. I went to the toilet and I peed raspberry milkshake. In fact, I peed a double dose of raspberry milkshake and then went for second helpings. And literally that was the first sign. And any symptoms I had, there was no pain, just pure raspberry milkshake urine. 2 days later, I went to my GP and my GP went, don't think this is a UTI. He saved my life because he sent me for a scan, which I received within 10 days that found a tumour. Within a month, I'd had a biopsy. And within 4 weeks of that, I started my chemotherapy treatment, which lasted over 12 cycles. I had very little support. I basically, it was a roller coaster. It was medicines after medicines. Even I referred myself to the local hospice care to ensure that I had lifts to the hospital for my chemo because I knew I couldn't drive. And due to personal circumstances, I didn't have anybody else in the house that could drive or look after my daughter. I mean, we did it on our own. So my poor baby neobladder didn't get the best start. So my neobladder it produces more mucus because it's bowel than urine. She fills up when she wants to. She causes me a lot of pain. If you imagine when your bowel's moving, that's what my neobladder does all the time. So when she empties, she goes like that. She's a she. I love her to pieces. I've got used to living with her. I'd love to divorce her, but I can't. Fighting something like this on your own is one of the toughest things. The anger, you feel like you're losing who you are. I mean, to actually lose your uterus and your bladder all in one, my life would have been so much different. And my daughter's life. My daughter, who's now 21, didn't do well with it. I mean, she lost her mum, but she also lost her mum being able to do a lot of things. Because once you live with a neobladder, you constantly live under wanting where's the toilet, the equipment, lots of infections. It's tough, and I'm going to well up, so I won't talk too much more because you'll see the emotion coming through about how tough it actually is to do on your own. I literally, believe it or not, discovered this bladder cancer community in December 2022. There was nothing in my area that is actually local that I could find any information of. In fact, I felt on my own for the majority of my bladder cancer. It was on a holiday in Scotland in 2022 when actually I'd run out of my catheters and we were trying to get emergency catheters over the New Year period, and I was linked in with the Regmore Hospital in Inverness that had a poster sat up and it said about fight bladder cancer. And when I was there, I contacted the number on the bottom, and from that period on, I've managed to free up time in my life to actually be able to give more back to the charity, because it seems an amazing thing. But yes, it took 10 years before I found a bladder cancer support service. I do have a very good life now. I'm a fighter. I've had a good network of friends, but to actually have people that understand the journey you've gone through, understand what it's like, it's something so special. You can't make it up, and you can't buy it. To have your peers support you, and also be put in contact with professionals that can actually make what you've got normal. So I just want to carry on doing something new each year, enjoying something different, experiencing, and just learning to live the best life I can. But also learning to know when I've got to rest, learning when to say no to things, and learning to live the life that gives what I can I'm not overstretching myself just because I can, because if I do, then I become a victim of my bladder cancer. And I don't want to become a victim of it. I've got to learn to live with the aftermath of bladder cancer.